we must come to recognize an esoteric Christianity has existed and that such an esoteric Christianity must exist. As we have said, different types of people exist, and we need to have a type of doctrine available for all of those types of people. And there are many people today who view the way that the Bible is taught as something very simplistic and incoherent and not substantial. And thus people end up leaving the religion because they don't find a level of guidance which they're appropriate for. And this is how many people end up looking for something deeper. And indeed, there is an esoteric Christianity. For us, it's not a debate. It's not a question. It's a living reality. With that being said, let us make some differentiations between the exoteric or outer traditional forms of Christianity, as it's normally known, and the esoteric Christianity. In traditional forms of Christianity, there is the doctrine of justification, which is the removing of our guilt and the penalty of sin and making the sinner righteous again. The core idea is that the life of Jesus Christ atoned for all the sins of the world, and through either faith alone, if you're a Protestant, or good works based upon faith, this justification is accomplished. And there is a substitutionary atonement that the life and works, the drama of Jesus Christ, made that atonement because he died on the cross. The sins of all of us are washed away. This is viewed in the exoteric way as a historical fact. But from the inner esoteric Christianity, all of this must be understood as something happening within our heart and mind, within our soul and spirit. That Jesus Christ indeed was a person of great exaltation who provides the teaching and the way, but the events of the New Testament aren't merely a historical recounting, that those events of the New Testament are pointing towards spiritual realities that must occur within ourselves, and that all of the characters of the Bible are related to certain aspects within ourselves. In esoteric Christianity, what is meant by the world is our own inner world. So Jesus, this master of history, this historical master, is teaching about the inner Jesus Christ, which is an element or a principle within ourselves. That principle must come into our world in order to wash away all of our mistakes. And we play an active part of that. This is something we must perform, something we must do, and it is a path of intense struggle and profound works within ourselves. And through those works, we are able to know and comprehend the nature of divinity. In traditional exoteric forms of Christianity, inquiring within oneself to discover and fundamentally change one's inner condition, to eliminate all of the sins of our mind and our heart. This is seen as something impossible for the individual to do. Instead, one must simply do good works or have a faith in a belief, and whatever needs to happen within oneself will happen. The esoteric aspect, esoteric teaching states that we actually have to make an active effort to look within ourselves, to transform ourselves. And we do that only through the cooperation of the Lord, that we have a spark of inner divinity within ourselves that allows us to work within ourselves, that we are capable of making these transformations within ourselves because the Lord is cooperating, that there is an aspect, a spark of divinity within ourselves that connects us to the universal cosmic force called Christ. And therefore, we must do this work. We must find that connection within ourselves. This is what esoteric Christianity is always pointing towards. From a traditional exoteric Christian perspective, it is seen that the individual is not capable of radically transforming their self, and that actually the mind is a type of den of thieves, that one should not dwell within one's mind too much, that it is the devil's playground. From an esoteric standpoint, we agree that the mind is a den of thieves and that it is the devil's playground, but it is precisely for that reason that we must begin to pay attention to all of that which is happening within ourselves, and through the cooperation of Christ, through the capability of that divine spark of divinity which we have, we are able to develop and grow and multiply the light within ourselves. We are capable of eliminating all of that which is not the truth, all of the lying, sinning qualities of our mind. And what comes forth is light and consciousness and universal compassion and all of the beautiful qualities that we strive for.